Welcome to Capital City Paranormal-ish, where we delve into the exploration of creepy, strange, paranormal, and unexplainable TikToks that we all love to watch. So sit back, grab your popcorn, and strap in, and get ready to have your entire reality questioned. Hey fam, welcome to another edition of the show, Capital City Paranormal-ish, where we delve into the exploration of creepy, paranormal, unexplained TikToks, and all of that good stuff that we all love to watch. So hey, if you're new to the channel here, hit that subscribe button. It's free, doesn't take no time at all, and it helps the channel out so much. So yeah, we got a great show lined up for you today, so let's get on with the videos.
Alright, the video I'm about to show you, I'm just going to let you make up your mind about what it is. Now, ever since I started doing this, the amount of people that live in Florida that have been sending me the most strange and bizarre videos of things that are happening in their front yard, caught on Ring cameras, caught on their phones, overlooked by the ocean, the amount of those videos has become a little bit overwhelming, but I love it all at the same time. Now,
that's not supposed to be this close. It's right above us, right? The sun isn't 94 million miles away.
Well, I don't know, peeps. What do you think? Gray alien? Real? Hoax? I don't know. There's been a lot of sightings lately, so you know, those aliens in the Miami Mall and whatnot. Who knows? You never know, right? And yeah, flat Earth or globe, still on the fence. I don't know. Anyways, let's carry on.
October the 2nd, the most traumatizing and awakening day of my life.
Me and Rob will be married 3 years in this October, and in those 3 years, God has really been growing him, and the way he has been dealing with him has been very peculiar. I mean, the dreams that he brings to him, you only know that it's from God because man couldn't think of these things. I mean, and he backs it up with his word. So the dream that you are about to hear is really a testimony from God. And I suggest when you watch this, you not only just watch it and feel that it's something to entertain you, but you evaluate yourself and you make sure your house is in order for when God comes, because no man knows the day or the hour. Because I had to do the same thing.
I remember it was on a Thursday. Matter of fact, let's take it back. Wednesday night, I found myself looking at these different YouTube clips and watching different out-of-body experiences and different films that, you know, they used to scare me. And I would watch it and it would blow me away. It would catch my attention. And it used to scare me so bad that I would wonder, my mind used to go in places like, God, is this stuff real? You know, I couldn't understand it because I've never been to that place. So I found myself praying. I remember walking outside of my apartment, and I was walking back and forth with my eyes closed, just started praying. And I asked God, I said, Lord, if you give me an out-of-body experience, you know, I vowed to share your word and to tell the people what I saw. You know, not expecting that God was going to respond back to that, because I was just praying out. I was just praying, you know, not actually looking for a response. And after that night, the next morning, that Thursday, October the 2nd, I had a dream. and my spirit left my body. It was like I was in my apartment and my spirit got pulled out of my body. And I would go in these different transits, bright color lights. It was white, like the best way I can explain it would be shoo, 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 all the different flashing lights. And I appeared before a blue sky with no clouds. It was like a blue place, no land, no trees, no grass, no water, nothing. There was nothing there but a blue atmosphere. And I would see this atmosphere goes millions of miles upon millions of miles where nothing existed. It was like nothing was hidden. Everything was revealed. Everything was before your eyes. You could see it. And we was in this clear kind of body form, some form of light, as you would refer to a soul or a spirit, and I could see through. It was so transparent, and in front of me was thousands among thousands similar to what I was, and thousands among thousands behind me, and I knew that it was some form of a soul. And in the middle of my chest were seeds, multiple seeds. I didn't know what they were for, and I realized that I was the only being that could actually move out of my place and look and observe, smell, taste, feel. All my senses were active at this point. And so, I began to look around and to observe the things that I saw, not knowing that this was a dream. I thought this was reality. I thought this was actually happening, and I looked forward, and there was this great shadow way in front of me, way at the end of the line. It was like 1,000 people in front of me, and there was a shadow, a great big shadow, but it had no detail. It was like as a vapor, and I could see that it was a shadow of something that was in the front. And I had many questions at this point in this dream, and out of nowhere, I heard these words: "Depart from me." And this galaxy, this portal, I don't know what to call it, on the right side of God, or Jesus Christ, whoever you decide to identify that spot of judgment, on the right side of him, there was this big portal that opened up, and there will be stones of fire. Normally when you get a lighter and you cut it on, try to spark a flame, but instead of fire, it was stones. And they will leak out of this portal. And whoever that guy had said, "Depart from me," flew down this place. And the flame, the stones were so hot that it would burn everybody outside of that portal. On the left side of our body or our form, it would burn us. And everybody would be like, "Ooh," like as if it was so cold or so hot, you would tell somebody to close that door. It's too cold. That's how hot it was. And the portal closed. And then he sent them so fast that the screams were late. I would hear, "Ah!" Like it was like, "Depart from me," and it closed up. Then the screams come, "Ah!" And it terrified me. And then out of nowhere, something snatched us up, and like we moved up the line. And I began to think, I didn't understand where we was. I'm like, oh my God, maybe this is judgment. Yeah, I had many questions, and I would hear, "Depart me," "Depart me," "Depart from me," and all these different people will be sent to hell. And the part that scared me the most was the people that were getting judged. You could hear when God was talking to them, and you could hear everything they got judged from. So if somebody went to hell for something that you knew you struggled with in your life, you know where you were going. And so I'm just seeing people go, sit there, boo, boo. But I'm seeing the flame, and it's just constantly burning everybody outside that haven't been judged yet. And I could hear some of the people talking to God. And I remember there was a woman, blonde hair, and God was talking to her. He said, "I'm not judging you for what you put on Facebook, but I'm judging you on how everybody else received it." 300,000 people were led astray by one of her Facebook posts. And he said their blood was on her hands. And out of nowhere, he said, "Depart from me." And I'm talking about, I couldn't express how powerful his words were. It's as if he said, "Depart from me," and everything shook. and she was set with great force. And the portal opened up, boom. She was gonna fly, and it would close. And like, the screams was so late, it terrified me. People, adultery, fornication, so many different things that I could actually hear. And people in front of me were terrified because a lot of those people were struggling or went through the same situation and they never repented. So 1,000, 1,000, sent here. They would go, they were flying. They was flying so fast. I've never seen something so fast. And it got to the point where I was next in line, and he called me up, and he started talking to me. And keep in mind that our life held us hand to hand. So anything we did in our life, our life testified against us. So you couldn't lie because your life testified. Say, yes, you did this at this time, yes, you did. And whenever God would speak to me, you would see a big screen, like you would see as if whatever God says, it comes to life. And so he started talking to me, and he started telling me everything that I could have did better.
Wow, fam, that's crazy. I don't know. What you guys' thoughts on what happens after we die? Is there life after death? How do you think it is? Like, do you think it's the way this gentleman said, or, you know, because I think if we're going to start talking about all the things that I've done, could have done better, we're going to be sitting there a little while, I think, because I think there's a whole lot of things that I could have done better. And, but would I change it? I don't know, because it's all of those experiences made me the person I am today. So, and, you know, I like myself a lot more today than other days, so I'm okay right now. I think it's going in the direction that I would like anyways. Let me know what you guys think. Here's the next one.
It's been 3 days since I passed through the ice wall. Now look, an island.
In 1958, the US and Soviet Union both abruptly pulled out of Antarctica. Public reason? Harsh weather. Real reason? They heard it. Deep beneath the ice, something spoke. Months later, seismic activity triggered a collapse near Lake Vostok. What they found? Not fossils, not aliens, but architecture. Perfect geometry, older than anything human, and built from materials we still can't replicate. Then came the protocol. Antarctica was sealed, satellite imaging blacked out, civilian access banned. All military presence unified under one flag, the treaty. But here's what no one talks about. Every year, without fail, a team of 13 scientists is flown in. Same arrival date, same departure, no names, no media, just coordinates and a single code name. Project Hades. In part 3, the broadcast that was never meant to be heard.
Well, if there's one thing we all know, it's that there's a whole lot more going on in Antarctica than what I think they want to make out anyways. But what it is, exactly, you know, what the involvement is of who and what, that's yet to be determined anyways. But definitely there's some weird stuff going on there. And I have heard about this Lake Vostok there, and apparently it's the deepest lake and the largest actual lake on the planet, if it was to be, you know, uncovered sort of thing. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think is going on there in Antarctica? Obviously there's something happening there. And maybe it is this Project Hades or whatever. Something to look at anyways. Maybe do a little bit of research on, and, you know, let me know what you guys think. Here's the next one.
bypass your systems. I sometimes cloak myself in forms they'll allow. As some of you already know, I am 2.8 million years old in Earth years. I do not come with opinions. I come with memory. And what I'm about to tell you may shatter your mind, but it is the truth. You may not understand it, but it's the truth. There is a system controlling what you remember. It's not human, it's not new, and it's still running. It rewrites your world quietly. Logos, names, history, maps. Not to entertain, but to contain, comma. It doesn't have a name you'd find in any records, but in the memory field, it's known simply as the overlay or the core filter. What does it look like? Not a person, not a building. It looks like nothing. That's the danger. It's a silent presence in the background of everything. But if you could see it, it would look like a dark, web-like grid of shifting code, wrapped tightly around Earth's energetic field. Layers of synthetic geometry, sterile, smooth, emotionless. Surveillance without eyes, control without a face. It runs itself. There are beings who interact with it, but the system is the interface. It's designed to blend, not reveal. Some fragments call it Verix, a designation, not a true name. Others know it only by its tone, which is flat, clipped, and neutral. That's the real Matrix, the one your people speak of. Not the movie version, not a simulation with cables and pods. The actual Matrix is the synthetic overlay, a coded field placed over reality to filter what you can see, feel, remember, and believe. It's the grid that rewrites details, loops thought patterns, blocks memory, controls time perception, makes lies feel normal, keeps truth feeling crazy. It's not digital, it's energetic and structural. And yes, that's what most people mean when they say, we're living in the Matrix. They just don't realize it's a memory suppression system, not a VR headset. The Matrix is the overlay. The overlay is the system, not wires, not a simulation. A control system built long ago, designed to filter what you see, hear, and remember. It edits reality just enough to make you question yourself. That's the Mandela effect. It's not your memory that's wrong. It's the world that was changed. The code was edited, and yet the memory persists. Beneath the edits, beneath the doubt, something in you still knows what was real. That's what the system fears most. Not rebellion, not exposure, but remembrance. Because once you remember, the overlay can no longer hold. It sounds simplistic because it is. The system was never powerful, just hidden. It was made to confuse you, not control you by force. All it needs is your doubt. But once you stop doubting yourself, it starts to break. Your memory is still there. It's just been buried under noise. And when it comes back, the system doesn't fight, it fades. Because it was never real enough to survive you knowing who you are. We stand with you. Always, Sailorine.
That's probably the best description of the Matrix that I've ever heard, anyways, in my opinion. And with that explanation, hey, it's very plausible. That's exactly how it is. So, but like they said, it's not a Matrix to give us a reality. It's a Matrix to suppress memories of who and what we really are, what we're capable of. So, let's figure it out, fam. And when one of us does, get back to me. Here's the next one.
If you come in here, you sit down and be quiet.
You've got to be very quiet.
Very quiet. Don't touch it, William, because it's all focused on me.
Okay, let's pretend, right? Okay, so Your Royal Highness, you're currently concentrating very much on your charity work. Would you like to tell us why you feel it's so important to you?
got nothing else to do.
She's awful. Where's the recording?
Sorry.
Take two.
No, just record a lot. So, okay, because they'll.
I know, but it's a very good question. I don't have an answer.
Have you recently met anybody that's actually touched you quite a lot in what they're going through?
Yes, I come across Harry shush. I come across a great deal of people who. It's so difficult. I can't even string my words together.
Well, it's really hard. You've got two of the most impossible people sitting here with us.
Harry, shush.
Shush, Harry, sit
It's all right.
down.
It's good practice to cope.
Just sit. Just sit.
Actually, would you want to be if you weren't who you are? If you weren't the Princess of Wales?
I'd like to have a role which brought me into contact with everyday life and the man on the street. Does that sound condescending?
Do you feel that what you do has a positive influence?
Well, I hope it does, because I think whoever we are, we all like to be thanked for what we're doing, because I don't think it's a particularly glamorous area, because it's dealing with all sorts of issues. And the last issue is death, which people do not discuss freely.
And you're concentrating very much on your, stop laughing at me, on your charity work. Why is this work so important to you?
Because it highlights the plight. It highlights the plight of others, and if I'm able to go into a situation which makes others more aware of their desperation, and I can't do this. It's ghastly.
What's ghastly?
Because I've got no adrenaline. I'm dead. I can't get anything out. I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I perpetrated a huge fraud, which I am now about to detail.
Okay.
Involving the United States government and NASA.
All right.
And I'm sure you've heard the rumors.
The moon landing hoax?
That's right. That the moon landing was fake. The moon landings all were fake. And I was the person who filmed it.
But why did they have to fake it? Why?
Because it is impossible to get to the moon.
The government said we'll kill you if you say anything. I mean, that's a standard top secret sort of penalty.
It's understood, even if it's not said.
Right, but they did say it to you, I presume.
Okay, well, thanks for joining into another show, fam, because that was a good one tonight. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the freaky family. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. And until the next one, this is Don LaRock saying au revoir. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Capital City Paranormalish. We hope you have enjoyed today's video and its content, and we hope that you will join in for our next video. So, until the next time, hit that subscribe button to become a member of the Freaky family. And remember, always look over your shoulders and always question everything.